Hi all, welcome back to another episode of NAMPIRE. Today we're going to be reviewing Heineken Zero. This is definitely a crowd favorite and one that I have come to look forward to whenever I drink it. It's something that my local corner store always carry. I'm not sure if that's happening across the country or across the world yet, but at least in San Francisco, we are pretty much able to buy Heineken Zero, anywhere you want. And that's nice because this is a pretty good beer. I think Heineken Zero was probably the first non-alcoholic beer I tried that I said, maybe this isn't all bad. It actually tastes like Heineken, and I don't know if that's a testament to Heineken's prowess in brewing non-alcoholic beer or an insult to their ability to brew normal alcoholic beer. But either way, it's good for those of us who only drink the non-alcoholic stuff. What I can tell you is Heineken Zero is marketed as 0.0%. There's a lot of beers that do this. I think I'm not sure how they're legally allowed to do that because it's really difficult for them to get below 0.3% with reverse osmosis. But here's what they say on the bottom. Heineken's unique 0.0 recipe is brewed with pure malt and a special A yeast, just like the original Heineken lager beer. Heineken 0.0, brewed with pure malt for a premium taste without alcohol. Now, I'm sure that they have to say ABV somewhere on it. Well, they say alcohol 0.0% by volume, but I'm not believing it. Either way, let's look at it. So we have a serving size of 11.2 fluid ounces. We got 69 calories, 16 carbohydrates, 0 fat, 0 protein. Cool. Ingredients: water, malted barley, hop extract, and natural flavor. Hop extract is interesting there. I haven't seen that on any other non-alcoholic beer list, but maybe I'm just not paying close enough attention. It's actually brewed and bottled in Amsterdam, which is interesting too. Pretty straightforward bottle. I like the branding a lot. I will be honest and say that I prefer Heineken Zero in a can, but we can talk about that after I crack it open. So let's do this little first taste. It smells like a Heineken, malty, yeasty. You kind of know what you're in for when you take a whiff of it. And it's got a good little bubble. I really like it cold. The bottle holds perspiration pretty well. So I really do love a cold Heineken Zero. It's something that I would maybe even drink after like a run or a workout. I've heard people say it's isotonic. I'm not really sure what that means. Well, I mean, I know that it's supposed to mean that it has the right mix of nutrients, salt, sugar, whatnot, so that it does not cause any exchange in terms of like the barriers in your body, so that you're not losing water in order to process it. I don't know if that's the case. I think that's probably just, malarkey. It's probably just apocryphal. But either way, it's a brilliant golden beer. It looks nice. It doesn't pour with the most head. I've seen it get head before too. One of these days I'll get a proper beer glass and we can actually maybe we'll go back and we'll look at some of these beers and see if they get better head. But good bubbles in general. It looks like a beer. It walks like a beer. It talks like a beer. Smells like a beer. Tastes like a beer. It's a beer. It just doesn't have alcohol in it. So yeah, slightly bitter, definitely very malt forward, not super yeasty, not as yeasty as you would expect from what you smell. The thing I would say that's a little surprising about this, that I think makes it taste like the actual Heineken, is it's got this sort of fruity undertone. It has the surprising amount of body for what I would consider like a stock beer. Something that is looking to be eminently crushable. And that's one of the reasons I like it a lot. Out of like what you would consider like an everyday drinker or something like that. this and hop water have sort of remained at the top as my go-tos. The Lagunitas hop water. But I believe they call it Lagunitas Happy Refresher. But there'll be another video on that at some point. Yeah. It's just satisfying, It doesn't really leave anything wanting. I've tried putting lemon in it, and it doesn't really improve it that much. It's just a solid beer, One thing I will say is that when I've had Heineken Zero from a can and when I've had it from a bottle, have been two different experiences. It's extremely difficult to get Heineken Zero from cans. I don't know how to do it. I've looked all over the web. They're not selling them anywhere. Everywhere says they're sold out. Heineken doesn't list anywhere that is distributing them or a way to buy them online. The only time I've been able to get a hold of cans is through they did a Dry January promotion where they shipped people what was essentially an advent calendar for their but for beer. So it was like a calendar, and you pop a little hole in it, and there'd be beer underneath, and you could drink it. And so it was encouraging people, to take the month off from drinking. I think that's pretty admirable. I'm not going to say that I really wish that non-alcoholic beer companies wouldn't act like they are in some way solving or combating alcoholism. But I don't think many of them do. Some people act like they might be helping people with this disease, and I think that there's definitely people out there who probably have it probably has helped them and helped them back away from alcohol as a substance, but much more so than that, I think it's just about making it an attractive alternative option to people who might in the future develop a problem. And I think that that Dry January campaign was admirable for that. The thing about drinking a Heineken out of a can is it doesn't have as much of that bitter undertone. I don't know what it is about coming from the bottle. Someone who knows a lot more about sort of food chemistry and beer than me could probably tell you that maybe something about fermentation in bottle and the way that light hits it changes the taste in some way. But I have no idea. I can say like an old wives' tale about beer being skunked because it comes in and out of light, but I have no idea, absolutely no idea. So don't listen to me when it comes to why a bottle might taste different than a can. But you can listen to me when I say they definitely do taste different. The cans, I think the other thing is you can get them a lot colder, and this is beer that you want to drink as cold as possible. It's great chilled, but it is amazing when you drink it cold as ice. I will swear up and down by Heineken Zero. I think that it has done a really good job of setting the bar high for other beer distributors like Anheuser-Busch, their Budweiser Zero. I think you look at these two beers in comparison to like the rest of the landscape, like Caliber from Guinness or like Coors Light's non-alcoholic offering, and they really do knock it out, like blow it out of the water. Basically, Heineken Zero, I think was a slam dunk for them. It's no wonder that they're making it, sort of one of the prongs of their new Trident marketing campaign of the Heineken Light, Heineken and Heineken Zero. I think that as someone who doesn't drink alcohol, I feel really good that there are major beer distributors who are actually catering to my tastes and distribute it, that I can find it in a corner store and it's easy for me to find it. Definitely in places like, Indiana, like and DC, some other places that I've been where I've tried to find it, it's been a little bit more difficult, but that doesn't mean it's been impossible. I really appreciate that. So I don't have much more to say about Heineken Zero. I don't think it pretends to be much more than it is, which is a non-alcoholic version of Heineken. And in doing that, it does it extremely well. If you haven't tried it, I would recommend trying it. Just to see. It's pretty impeccable how much it's like an alcoholic beer, or it tastes like its alcoholic alternative. The first time I tried it, I was wowed, and I think if you haven't tried it yet, you will be too. I'm not going to say it's anything to write home about in terms of flavor or really any of the things that you look for when you're looking for like an amazing beer. You know, I think I waxed poetic about Weihenstephaner for a while. I still cannot pronounce that name right, but whatever. But it is a solid beer. It's something that I wouldn't mind, you know, drinking a bottle of to relax after work or after a run. And that, I think, is something that's commendable. Until next time, thank you for watching NAMPIRE, and happy drinking.